But the point I want to talk about is what's going on in this country now with the there's a new movement. It's the Tea Party,
The Tea Party, yes.
and the Tea Party is now saying that the NCAAP are the wrong people, and that we're being prejudiced again. And I think that's affecting me because in the last few days I've attempted to get a hold of the former president of NAACP, Wilkins, and talk about
Roy Wilkins, I think.
Yeah. He used to be at George Mason,
I see.
and so I wanted to talk to him because he did a lecture the other day, and he said that the NAACP was started in Springfield, Ohio. I said, "Whoops, that's one of my former clients." And so if it got started there, how come I didn't know anything about it? And so the next thing is I want to make arrest in a national park, to celebrate civil rights.
Yes.
I told you that. Yeah.
So, what is the connection with Tea Party that you have in mind?
Well, Tea Party says that that they are the group that is the gunman for NAACP.
No, they also pretend that they best represent the American tradition.
Yeah.
The American tradition is that of individual enterprise.
Yes.
And public control
Yes.
or government control is antithetical to that.
Yes.
That's their point of view.
Yeah.
But which is sheer nonsense,
Yeah.
historically and constitutionally. Because, once Lord Beaverbrook said, we are all socialists now.
Yes.
What he meant by that is that modern times society and government and the issues are so complicated that it is impossible not to have major government intervention in many areas.
Yes.
For instance, nobody in his senses ever says that let us hand over Federal Drug Administration, FDA, to the private enterprise.
Yeah.
And they never say that because they darn well know that we cannot trust Pfizer and SmithKline French and these profit-making companies to serve us only safe drugs and withhold drugs on which they have spent thousands of dollars to develop and withhold it if it is not 100% safe.
Yeah.
They still don't do it. They still try to bamboozle the FDA from approving that and passing it.
They try to find a safe ground.
So the point I'm making is you do need government intervention,
Yeah.
whether it is in drugs or it is financial. The recent debacle of our economy is a prime proof.
Perfect.
Is you are on camera.
Who's in there?
Is prime proof that you cannot exclude public control.
Yes.
And however much we want independence and however much we want individual initiative, that has to find a place safe enough alongside also public control.
Yes.
And the public control is something that we exercise, we the people exercise over not just our government but also our enterprises,
Yes.
so that they are safe and right and make their profit but also look after public interest.
Yeah. Well, yes, you're right. And but the bureaucracies, I call it GS13 mentality. Those are the ones that are their title is project manager, but their work is filling out blanks, and they don't manage anything. And God forbid they have the name as a planner, and because planning is a process. They say, "Let me see your plan." Well, why don't you want to know how I got there? No, I don't care about it. I just want to see the end product. Well, you better know what the condition was before you judge it.
Yes.
And people ask me, "What do you think of that building?" I said, "What are they supposed to do?" What do you mean? I said, well, I want to know what its function was
Yes.
before I judge it.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And
And this is the problem, that government gets a bad name because of this huge army
yes,
that we have now
yes,
of federal government. Do you know that I was looking at, I did a conference on green technology
yeah,
as the powerhouse for all green initiative.
yeah,
We're planning to do another one. And so I have been looking at it, and I tell you, it's mind-boggling the number of agencies that are there.
yes.
Here is one agency which is called Environmental Management.
Yeah.
Here is another one
Okay,
which
no,
is
no,
Council of Environmental
it's called
Quality.
EPA, and FEMA is involved, and
No, I know. EPA is there. That's a big organization, and we know about it.
yeah,
But in addition, just take Department of Energy. Within that, there is a Council of Environmental Quality.
yeah,
There is also another separate division, Environmental Management. There is another separate one, which is called, now I'm forgetting the name, but the
Yeah,
third one,
yeah.
uh,
But below whatever that one is each one of the DOD has their own, and HUD has their own too.
that's true.
And so it's not only that they got divided in pies. Each pie has a different crust.
More subdivisions.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's it's so complex that it's very difficult to know exactly who is doing what, and
Yeah. Well, and I've prepared something, but I can't find it. Is that I want to go down to Haiti, and I want help to get there. And so the guy that's down there in Haiti is doing most of it is an Indian doctor.
You're not talking of CNN Sanjay Gupta, he was there.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And so I watch this, and it just
If you say Indian doctor, people haven't had difficulty, but if you say CNN, people will immediately know.
Yeah.
But there is another doctor there who's doing all kinds of things. I don't know how much Sanjay Gupta has done, but other doctors are doing a lot also. I don't know Indian or other doctors, but Haiti is really a very. You can write to Bill Clinton because he's our envoy there.
Yeah, I see it there. Yeah. And so here's what I want to do in Haiti. First of all, I'll call it my Lubby project. Lubby.
Lovey.
Yeah, and because Haiti is such a pejorative name. And so I've talked to people from Haiti. I've said, why don't you call it Lubby? Because it's fun down there. And the fact that they're doing as well as they are is amazing. But CNN is, the first thing you have to do when you do planning is understand the territory. And to understand it, you got to walk it. And CNN is walking it with cameras. And so what I've said is that CNN should let me organize a team of people to come to Atlanta and get me air photos, and I'll tell you the kind of other information I want. And here's what we're going to do: we're going to collect all those chunks of concrete, and we're going to measure them and do a model and say, okay, how can we put them in the water and make a dam?
I see.
Then we'll take the rubble and we'll grind it up and we'll put it inside the dam. And so we'll make new land. And you see, I come from
Like in Netherlands.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. And like in Valdez, Alaska.
I was astounded in Netherlands, really.
Yeah.
That here is water, sea level is this, the ground level is this,
Yeah,
and they have this huge country,
yeah.
and it has been safe for a long time, and we can't do it in Katrina. I don't know what the hell is all.
Yeah, I know how to do that. Is that there's a place down in Hampton, Virginia. When I was hired by a man that owned land, it was below the level of the bay.
Really?
Yeah, and so I said, okay, I got an idea. Why don't we dig a canal and take the dirt from what we dug and put it on the ground, and that will raise the foundations for the houses. It's
Fantastic.
built. It's built. It's done, and it's fantastic. Yeah, and that's what I did that. Also did it in Long Island. And
Really?
Yeah.
There's so many places you've done so many outstanding things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, And uh, there's more to this story in terms of where we can go with it. Is that I want to dig a canal in Lake Ann. To connect the Lake Newport with Lake Ann, with the new canal. And on that canal I want to put villas. And Lake Newport's up here, Lake Ann's down here, and we've got this dead space around it. The piazza. And the piazza's in very grave trouble right now.
You mean the Lake and Piazza?
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Yeah, because it's just a dead area. I mean, people don't come. I mean, there are very few people that come.
Well, there's no eyeballs. And so you have to have...
You need eyeballs.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And bar butts. Butts for the bar and hands for the martinis.
They are opening a, sports restaurant or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't attract me very much.
Yet.
I hope it attracts people. If people come, that's what I want.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, I can't think of it as the most likely to attract people. I don't think of it that way.
Yeah, well...
A sports bar, I mean, are you thinking of attracting a whole lot of women? Are you thinking of attracting a whole lot of older people? We have a huge number of older people here.
Well, we have to change the demographics of the people living there, which I have some ideas for. So let me continue. The canal is going to connect those two things.
Yes, please.
And we put villas on the canal.
Sorry, the canal would be connecting the Lake Ann to Lake Newport.
Yeah, go under the road there.
Go under the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
With the Chinese bridge, which gets me to another piece of the story. And so, if
what is the advantage of connecting the two lakes?
Then we have more waterfront. Waterfront's valuable. So if we...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And so if we do that, then we add gondolas.
That would be fantastic.
And so
people would come for the ride.
Yeah. So you said
Can you believe people will come from the city for the ride?
Exactly. They'll come from Chicago for the ride. And they can get off the airport, and so gondolas will come to the Lake Ann.
And I tell you, if you have anywhere near guest houses, hotels, motels, people would flock just to be able to do that.
Right, exactly. And so those are some of the ideas that are coming. And so each one connects with the other. And so if in fact I can put canals or gondolas in the canal here, then I go to Newport, Rhode Island. They already have them in Providence, Rhode Island, in the river there.
You really?
Yeah.
So tell me how. So you have a canal connecting the two lakes.
Yes.
And then the whole piazza will take a new look, you know.
Thank you. A complete new look. And so
and we can build possibly interesting houses around here, which will again both contribute to the attraction, as well as by itself they will be valuable properties.
Thank you. Yeah, and more and more and more and more. So each one of the things we can say.
It's cumulative.
Yeah, yeah, and
you have a cumulative impact.
Yeah, that's how we built the pyramids, one stone at a time, and so we can do it that way. So there's more to this idea that